Hey guys, we've never, ever in the 5 years that we've done YouTube have ever done a video like this. My wife hates the topic, but I got a sneak peek at a trailer today that gave me chills. And with the current events of Bobby Kennedy coming out and showing the courage that he has shown.
If we choose to love our kids more than we hate each other.
Knowing that his family despises that he's doing this, I imagine they still love him. I pray that they do. But he has the guts to stand up, just like citizen journalists all over this country. I believe without citizen journalism over the past few years, the country would already be gone. We are 71 days away from the biggest election, I believe, in world history, because it's not just America, it's what happens in the whole world. Tyranny. We're looking for accountability. I got this sneak peek from Shawn Ryan, and I wanted to share it with you. Now, the closest we've ever done anything like this before was with Dinesh D'Souza. We got Dinesh 50,000 views on his police state video, and he gave us an interview, which was amazing. But after that, YouTube made us pay for bringing him on our channel. But at this point, does it really matter anymore? I mean, we're not going to have a country left. So I'm going to ask that you watch this trailer beginning to end. And tomorrow at noon, I want you all to tune into the Shawn Ryan Show for what I think is going to be one of the best interviews this country has ever seen. And continue to pray, continue to get right with God, and I hope you like the video.
I have zero trust in any government agencies. I have zero trust in our Congress and our Senate, anything. We have a government that's not functioning right now. How are you going to gain the trust back of the American people within the government? And are we going to see anybody held accountable? The media's been against you. Then there was Russiagate. Then there was the impeachment. Then they kicked you off all of your social media platforms. They prosecuted you.
I beat Nancy Pelosi. I beat all these people, every one of them. And somebody said, you know, if you look at it, he beat the Clinton family, right?
Excuse me, my turn.
And that was really Obama too, because he was behind her 100% like he was running.
And Kamala Harris is ready for the job.
And I beat the Bush family. I beat everybody.
That's all of his donors and special interests out there. The RNC told us we have all donors in the audience, and the reason they're not loving me, the reason they're not loving me is I don't want their money. I'm going to do the right thing for the American public.
And the latest was there was an assassination attempt. Was this really a lone wolf?
The reason I'm being treated like this is I want a strong military, I want a border, I want things that you would like. I want low taxes, I want great jobs, I want to make America great again. All of these things, they want to destroy our country. They're called environmental extremists. The answer is yes on the second. They're going to be held accountable.
Would you like to be the president of the United States?
I really don't believe I would run, but I would like to see somebody as the president who could do the job.
You've said, though, that if you did run for president, you believe you'd win.
Tell you what, I wouldn't go in to lose. I've never gone in to lose in my life.
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear.
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear.
Why wouldn't you dedicate yourself to public service?
Because I think it's a very mean life.
You know, I could have done that to Hillary Clinton. She got a subpoena from the United States Congress and she destroyed everything. You go to jail for that for years. And if you did it as a private person, you go to jail, but she destroyed everything. And I said, you know, I had won the race. I said, wouldn't it be terrible to have the wife of the President of the United States, a former President of the United States, being put in prison.
It's just awfully good that someone with the temperament of Donald Trump is not in charge of the law in our country.
Because you'd be in jail.
They've got to be held accountable. What they're doing, they're destroying this country. They're crooked people. They're dishonest people. They're going to be held accountable. So when I came to Washington, I won an election that everybody said, they thought I was just going to have some fun. Everyone said, he's got too good a life. I did. I had the greatest life. I went from that to having bullets shot at me, okay? I had the greatest life.
As you heard from Michelle, Kamala was not born into privilege. She had to work for what she's got. And she actually cares about what other people are going through.
She put over 1,500 people in jail for marijuana violations and then laughed about it when she was asked if she ever smoked marijuana.
And I had to rely on people to give me names. And many were really good. But I also picked people that, in retrospect, I wouldn't have picked. But now I know the smart ones, the dumb ones, the weak ones, the solid ones, the ones like you. And now I have to beat somebody that nobody ever heard of, who's a Marxist.
We have confused the idea that to achieve safety, you put more cops on the street.
This sounds like political presidential talk to me, and I know people have talked to you about whether or not you want to run. Would you ever?
Probably not. I just probably wouldn't do it, Oprah. I probably wouldn't, but I do get tired of seeing what's happening with this country. And if it got so bad, I would never want to rule it out totally, because I really am tired of seeing what's happening with this country.
But we also have some very bad people. You have crazy Nancy Pelosi and all these lunatics within our government. They're lunatics. And it's a real problem. But the biggest problem we have, and the world has, is weaponry. Weaponry of other kinds, too, not just nuclear.
Shrink the presidency, discredit even the birthright of the president to be president. Shrink his credentials academically in every way. Have a meeting the day you're elected to the majority to say the most important thing we can do is to make sure he doesn't succeed.
This is going to be the most important election in the history of our country, I believe.
Not everybody votes, and not everybody's gonna vote. So if you are a voter, grab a friend and drag them to the poll and make them vote.
For 19 years, I prayed every morning that God would put me in a position to end this calamity. The chronic disease crisis was one of the primary reasons for my running for president, along with ending censorship in the Ukraine war. It's the reason I've made the heart-wrenching decision to suspend my campaign and to support President Trump